Welcome back. It's Dr. Jennifer Browning, better known as Doc Jen Fit, doctor of physical therapy and owner and founder of Gen Health, your one-stop for all aches and pains, whether you want to freely search on our platform or follow a plan for daily consistency. Today's video is part 2 into our Strong Start series, where I give you a series of videos to introduce you to foundational movement patterns that you could feel more confident in, whether you're having aches and pains, rehabbing, or just wanting to get stronger in the gym. We're going over the deadlift, and a lot of people who have back pain have been told never deadlift again, or you should never round your spine, or you need to arch and stay stiff. Well, I'm going to give you the cues and the adaptations and variations so that you can feel something different within your body, whether you're doing dumbbells, kettlebells, or using a barbell. I want you to feel more confident starting to lift heavier long term. All the equipment that you see being used is our PRX Performance, and we absolutely love it. We've used it for years in our own home gym, and I love it because it is space saving. So all the equipment goes up on the walls. And so if you're looking for home gym options to start to add into your home, a room, a garage, whatever it may be, highly recommend checking out PRX Performance and use the link provided in the description, because this gives you a secret discount code. For a deadlift, if you don't feel comfortable going to a barbell, I think a kettlebell is an incredible place to start. Now, this kind of helps to reduce the range of motion of how far you need to go. You can always adjust. You can bend more. You can keep your legs a little straighter. You can, and it just helps to guide the form a little bit more, because now there's a direct place. Now, what I like to say with a kettlebell setup, so kind of wrap your feet almost around it. I want the kettlebell to be going into the mid-foot. So, because when we're dropping to the mid-foot, my hips have to go back. There's nowhere else for my hips to go, right? And then it keeps the weight close to you. The closer we keep the weight to us, the less tension we have on the low back. The more pressure we put on the low back it happens when we allow the weight to go out in front of you. Okay, so the more we can keep that close to us, which a kettlebell really helps us do, that's what we're going to be doing. So he'll come down, so bend down, get your weight. Now the setup here. Already, I want him to pull his shoulder blades back, okay? You're going to be breathing from the sides of the rib cage here, and the pinch happens, so almost like you're pinching behind your armpits. That's where those lats are kind of engaging. The shoulder blades are coming down. The hips are back and low, okay? So that means the knees can be bent. That's okay. They're just not coming all the way forward, okay? Now from here, to lift the weight, we don't lift from the upper back. We actually push the ground away. So we're gonna keep this locked in position. Breathe in right here, and then breathe out and push the ground away. And that's it. There's no need for the hips to come forward, because and this is what I always try to tell people, there's no extra engagement in the glutes by squeezing at the top. The engagement happens from lengthening when we go down and then pushing the ground away and as we come up. So we'll go into a good, so now he's gonna keep that pinch here. Inhale from that rib cage as he comes down, dropping the bell straight down between his feet and then pushing the ground away, push the feet down to come up. The other thing I like to say, so when he's coming down, so go ahead and come down, the knees bend even more once the weight passes the knees. So let's see that again. So push the ground away. So his hips are going to come back. As soon as the weight starts to pass his knee, that's where the knees tend to bend. We'll do one more just to show that. So inhale, bring those hips down, and then the knees bend. Exhale, push the ground away. Great, perfect. Now, before hopping straight to a barbell, I love a trap bar because it keeps you in a neutral position. There's no need to reach any crazy way forward in front of you. You get to keep the weight directly by you, arms in a neutral position. So it's going to be a really back-friendly deadlift position. Again, you get to determine how far you're bending over, how far your hips go, and how much your knees bend. Ideally, for a deadlift position, we're still getting those hips to go back. We're not staying upright in that chest and knees coming too far forward. So we're still getting those hips back, knees staying relatively over the ankles, feet. But because you're in that neutral position, there's no need, there's no forward pressure. So it takes a lot of that pressure off the back. So let's set up into it. So he's going to grab it. So you can see that his hands are going to be directly by his legs. Okay. There's no forward pressure. Now, again, he's going to pinch here. Hips are loaded back and knees don't go past the toe. So that's how we know we're not going into a squat position. We're going into a deadlift. He breathes in from that rib cage, lat area. Exhale, push the ground away and lift, and then come back down. Now, and you can show a couple reps here. I think what's great too, again, knees are going to start to bend once the weight is passing the knees. So coming up, pushing up, hips go back first, and then knees really bend once the weight is starting to pass the knees. And that happens pretty quickly, especially when the weight is so far down and you're having long arms. Now, here's the other thing. My mother, who is 72 years old, isn't going to load up the bar quite as much. However, to get that bar to not be so low, you can stack weights underneath the bar. Or what I love about PRX is you have all the same size plates so that it keeps it higher, so that it's not like little 10-pound weights, right? That are so small. You could still have 10-pound weights down here and be a little bit further off the ground. But again, if you need to elevate even more because you don't want to lean as far forward, that's where you could stack some weights underneath the weights, so that you're planted on a higher surface. For a barbell deadlift now, we are actually using an external cue and having a band wrapped around something sturdy that's not going to move. Now, you don't have to have this when it comes to deadlifting, but this is a great way to work on the setup, because now we have to pull from the shoulder blades and pull those lats in, and the entire way of the movement, now you're going to keep that bar hugging against you, right? And this is the one thing that I see kind of either because you start to get more rounded, you're letting your lats kind of fall out of place, or the bar is getting away from you, you're letting those lats fall out of place. So a good cue to work on keeping that form, keeping that bar in tight, is to use a band to help you understand, I got to pull against that band as I'm lifting the bar. So he's going to come up and get into a setup position. Now, for this setup, feet are directly underneath you, and he's going to pull the band back in. So pull the bar, back into it. Now, pinching into those lats, and then just lean back just slightly right there. Now, this setup position here, I am putting all my weight back, so I'm not putting tension onto that low back. Inhaling from that rib cage, push the ground away from those legs, keep the bar in towards you the entire time, and then come down that exact same way. Perfect. So again, if you need to, set up again, lean back a little bit more. Some people are too far forward. When you're too far forward over the bar, that's when we're going to start to lift from the booty first and get into that low back position a little bit more. So lean back, push from the feet, perfect position, and then coming back down. And that's your traditional deadlift position. I hope that you learned something new, took something with your body, and if you want to feel more confident with a lot of different variations of how you can do exercises long term, whether that's jump training, reactive, balance training, plyometrics and high intensity, and just heavier lift and strength training to feel more confident within your body as we age, I have put together a Lifting for Longevity program with my mom, my 73-year-old mom who has osteoarthritis in her body. And so you get to see not only from a fit body perspective who feels already confident doing heavy lifting and ways to progress for myself, but you also get to see someone who's lacking range of motion in certain joints and how should we adapt the movements so that she can continue to jump, lift heavy, and feel stronger later in life. No matter where you are in the journey, I hope that you snag the discount that we have available for you and get into Lifting for Longevity.
Don't forget, if you love what you're learning, I have so much more in stock for you. So hit that subscribe button, check out the other videos I've done in the past, and leave any comments of any suggestions that you have for videos in the future. And I can't wait to help you feel incredible and amazing within your body.